Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another broadcast of the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on YouTube. Welcome to the beautiful Greenwood District Stadium in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Today we have the Atlanta Swarm coming in at 1-4, taking on the hometown team, the 3-1 Tulsa Desperados. Ramos, what are your keys to today's matchup?
Well, the keys for today's matchup, I think, is going to be the run game. You know, Marcus Dunhill is a second-year quarterback, and Tulsa has Ashley Jackson, the rookie. But I think that both teams need to establish the run. Sonson Robinson for the Tulsa Desperados. Even more importantly, the Atlanta Swarm need to get BDG Hollywood going. You know, they have been throwing the ball more this season than they have ran the ball, as it's like their bread and butter. It's been the run, and BDG Hollywood has been unable to get in the end zone. They need that.
Awesome. Great insight. Folks, my name is James Richards. I'll be your play-by-play. You just heard from our analyst, Ramos Lynn, the champion Ramos Lynn, folks, Season 9 champion and owner of the Mexico City Aztecs. And on stats, we have Jordan Goodman. Taking a short ad break here while we hammer out the coin toss. But I agree, you know, Ramos, back to your points, your keys to victory here. I think Atlanta, what they need to do, limit the turnovers, allow Marcus Dunhill to get into a groove, and really just not give, you know, Tulsa's rookie quarterback, Ashley Jackson, a ton of time to feel her way through the game and put up monster numbers. But the kick is away. The Swarm taking about the 15-yard line. That's number 84 for the Swarm, returning it down to the 32-yard line. $10:57 here to go, obviously, in the first quarter. The game just started. Marcus Dunhill under center, BDG offset. Two wide receivers to the top of your screen, 4-2 look for the Desperados. Dropping back, 7-step drop, ups it out to BDG Hollywood. He's going to get strong, and he's going to pick up enough for a first down. Good first play here for the Swarm.
Yeah, and you know, I was mentioning the run game, but if you can get those screen passes or passes to the flat, they're basically runs as well. You know, short passes to your running back and try to, you know, make him do some work and try to, you know, get some confidence on him.
Same formation flipped here for the Swarm. And it's a handoff to BDG. He's going to juke, but he's going to get stuffed in the backfield. Big play there by number 95, Gib Lidu. He is the leading sack leader for the SFL, but this time making a tackle for a loss. Single back look for Dunhill and the Swarm. Three wide receivers to the top of your screen. Cover two press look out of Tulsa. It's a trap play up the middle. And BDG Hollywood spinning, picks up about 7 yards on the carry.
Yeah, and I like the play call. You know, it was man-to-man coverage across the board. And when that happens, you leave the field open. And, you know, Tulsa was daring them to run the ball. They did, and they came in with a trap play. And a good pickup of 5 yards.
3rd and 5, 9:30 left to go. Marcus Dunhill in the shotgun, empty set. A dime look here for the Desperados. 5-step drop, he throws across the middle. It is complete. And that is good to number 86, Jamal Wooding, the rookie tight end. 9th round pick in this off-season's SFL rookie draft. So far proven his value throughout the season.
And he was wide open in the post, right? I think that maybe Tulsa thought they were going to run the ball again.
Oh, offsides penalty, so it doesn't matter. But BDG doing his best. They might decline this. It looked like he picked up about 6 yards on the carry. But we saw the defensive end for the Desperados. It actually looked like 2 defenders jumped off sides fairly early.
Neutral zone infraction, number 69, defense, 5-yard penalty, repeat, first down.
And there you see the penalty against number 69, and that is defensive end KT Taylor. He was the first one, and that's going to bring us to our first MeUndies of penalty of the game.
First
And I will do that read after this next play, folks. High formation look here for the Swarm. 4-3 for the Desperados. He checks it outside to BDG Hollywood. He's going to break a tackle, and he's going to gain about 3 yards on the reception. Folks, MeUndies are the world's most comfortable underwear. Use the promo link in the scroll below. A portion of your purchase supports the SFL. Give the gift of comfort with 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Free shipping and returns. Signature soft and stretchy MeUndies. Head on over to MeUndies.com. Here's an ISO play up the middle to BDG Hollywood, and the Tulsa Desperado hold strong and limit him to a 1-yard gain. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 1 with 7:50 here to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, good push by the defensive line of Tulsa. I think that BDG just got stuck behind his own offensive lineman, and he just couldn't find a creek to run through. So good play by the defensive line of the Tulsa Desperados shutting that down.
3rd and 1 here. They're in a single back. It's going to be an outside handoff, and he is blown up in the backfield for a loss of 1. Number 40 for the Desperados flying in there. That's linebacker Kyron Hill. And that's going to bring up a 4th and 2, and we'll see what Atlanta wants to do. It looks like they're sending out the field goal unit. This is Alex Kidd in to attempt what is probably about a 42-yard field goal. The snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up. And it is good. The Atlanta Swarm strike first, and they put 3 points on the board. Folks, you want to do what I do, you can contact Andy Hamilton or Mike Daggs through DM on Discord to find out how you can get involved with streaming live games, calling games, or breaking them down live on the air with our broadcast team. Help our production shine even brighter by joining the stats team and helping our broadcasters out. Hashtag make an impact, and thank you for supporting the SFL. Pretty good return there by Charles Ball, plowing through a couple defenders, and he gets it all the way down to the Tulsa 33-yard line. And that's where rookie quarterback and 8th overall pick Ashley Jackson will hit the field.
Good return right there by Ball. You know, he's a very dangerous guy. Every time he touches the ball, it could go all the way. And you know, look at Ashley Jackson right now. He goes empty set, so this is a pass to start the game.
Yep, 3-step drop by Jackson, throws a corner route, and it is intercepted. Man, I can't see who that is, but he's going to pick up a ton of yards before he is brought down on the play. Number 23 for the Swarm. That is Patrick Ketsa, the starting cornerback, CB1, and he read that corner route beautifully. Look at this coverage.
Yeah, great recovery right there. He got beat by a couple of yards, but great recovery and great hops to jump and make the interception. The Pro Bowl corner, Pat Ketsa, with the first interception of the game, and now Atlanta's again in scoring position.
Yeah, that's indeed what's happened. Marcus Dunhill starting out, and what I think is probably going to be his best field position all day, starting out on the Tulsa 25, already in field goal range. Strong eye look, and it's going to be a handoff to the outside. BDG Hollywood getting to the outside. He's to the 10, 5, touchdown, BDG Hollywood to put Atlanta up by 10 early in the first quarter, excuse me.
Wow, great blocking right there, and great patience right there by Hollywood to get in the paint. Let's see if we can get the angle on the replay. But we will see how the right tackle, number 77, blocks his defender out of the way. BDG Hollywood reads his block perfectly, eludes another tackler, and gets to the end zone. What a start for the Atlanta Swarm offense.
Yeah, Kevin O'Malley from the right tackle position, pushing the defensive end out and allowing that power play to get up inside. Then BDG did the rest. He's too fast, too quick, gets to the outside, and he puts 7 on the board. Folks, the Simulation Football League is presented by APM Music and is the official theme music provider of the SFL. Listen to their Champions Will Rise soundtrack at apmmusic.com today and search through thousands of tracks to boost the quality of your stream just like us. APM Music, production music library and custom music house. head on over to apmmusic.com. Folks, the score's 10-0 here early in the beautiful Greenwood District Stadium here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The hometown heroes have struggled, but let's see if Ashley Jackson can recover after throwing that costly pick. Charles Wall getting skinny, juking a few people, and he gets down to the 29-yard line. And let's see if Tulsa can avoid a similar fate as to the last drive.
Yeah, I don't think they will go empty set again, at least on this first down. I think that, right now down by 10 points, still early. They have to settle down and they have to try to get a good drive here.
Come out in a single back look, halfback offset. Jackson 5-step drop, chucks it across the middle, and it is almost picked again. Number 52, that is Jose Fuentes for the Swarm. He read that like a book and cut it off.
Yeah, that's a great read by the linebacker. Great patience staying on his zone. And, I'm surprised, they threw the ball confident to Ashley Jackson after throwing an interception. But, you might like to run the ball here or maybe throw a screen pass, something to get some confidence.
Two backs in the backfield for Jackson. 4-2 look out of the Swarm. It's a missile play up the middle. Only going to gain about 2 yards. That's number 20, Sanzo Robinson, the converted wide receiver. This is his second year as a tailback, I believe.
Yeah, he started his career as a running back, then he moved to receiver, and now back to running back. And this is a full receiver set with outside leverage, so it will maybe a pass up the middle here.
Bunch tight to the bottom of your screen. She chucks it across the middle on a post route, and that is good. That's going to pick up well over 20 yards, and that was to number 13, Corey Jones.
Yeah, the corners and the defensive backs were running with some outside leverage, so a deep post, that's a perfect play call for the Tulsa offense to pick up a first down and put the ball in Atlanta's side of the field.
Strong eye look here for the Desperados. 3-3 look for the Swarm. Jackson hands it off to the outside. Sanzo Robinson's going to get outside, and he's going to pick up 10 yards, and that's good for a Tulsa first down. And this drive's looking a lot more promising than the first drive, obviously. And I think they're going to have to do it on the back of Sanzo Robinson. Yeah,
me too. And this is a good run to the outside. A similar play that Atlanta did to get their touchdown. Now Tulsa does and gets some good yardage for another first down.
The more Tulsa controls the ball, the less they'll be able to let Atlanta dictate the pace with their high-powered offense. Another handoff here to Sanzo. That one's going to pick up 2 yards. Tackled by a host of Atlanta Swarm players.
But still, positive yards on the play, and makes it a 2nd and 8. Now, thanks to those 2 yards, this will be a 50-yard field goal, which I think it's within the range of Tulsa's kicker.
One back in the backfield, 2 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen. 7-step drop from Jackson. Scanning, plenty of time, checks it down to Sanzo Robinson. He's met immediately. Number 58 for the Swarm, bringing him down on the play.
Yeah, that's a great play by the offensive line of the Tulsa Desperados, giving Ashley Jackson enough time, but even a better play by the defense of Atlanta to make the coverage. And as soon as he got the ball, they were able to bring him to the ground.
Yeah, Quana Shine, who's been a leader on the defense. Another corner route, Patrick Ketsa covering that one just as well as he did on the first corner route that Jackson threw. Almost picked that one off. And I don't think they're going to be able to get this corner route off anytime today, at least not against Ketsa.
Yeah, maybe not. He's one of those corners who just takes one side of the field away, and you might like to throw the ball to the other side. But let's see if they can convert this field goal. This will be a 47-yard attempt, which I think is within the range.
We'll see here. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is up. And it is just short. Wheeler missing that field goal by about a foot. We'll get to see just exactly how much here.
Yeah, I know.
Or maybe not, but he's short nonetheless.
Yeah, maybe not. But yeah, it was just like, you know, if a good field goal, but you know, and an article dropped a few days ago. I think it was yesterday about kickers and you know how people love him, how some people hate him, and you know, and maybe they're worth it. And look at that. Speaking about worth it.
Yeah, disastrous run there to the outside from BDG Hollywood. Defensive end KT Taylor was the first one, but even if he wasn't there, there were several other desperados reading that play like a Harry Potter fictional novel. Let's go, baby. Hogwarts all the way. Empty set look here for the Atlanta Swarm. He's under pressure, and he is brought down, number 54 for the Desperados. That's Rhett Sawyer from his defensive tackle position, creating initial pressure, but they're going to credit number 41 with the sack. That's Junior Stanley from the cornerback position.
Yeah, and this is, you know, when you go to the stats, you know, this could be like .33, .33, and .33 sacks for all the three Tulsa players who just met the quarterback for an 8-yard loss. And, you know, they will go empty set, and this is what Tulsa likes to do. They like to just unleash the dogs here in 3rd and long to sack the quarterback.
Dime look here for the defense versus Atlanta's empty set. Dunhill steps up into the pocket, and he overthrows that route by about 15 yards, but in fairness, he was hit as he threw, as Tulsa's defense has been generating a ton of pressure on this drive, and that's going to send out the punting unit for Atlanta.
And this is a defensive drive Tulsa needed, you know. Previous Atlanta's drives went for scores, so they not only needed to get their defense off the field, but they needed a 3-and-out. So now they will get some quality field position to get another offense.
On his way, Charles Ball going to break a few tackles, gaining about 3 yards. Folks, there's 28 of you watching now, only 11 thumbs up. Go down and click that thumbs up. We got Joshua Williams, Siege Falco, Lloyd Graham, Mitch Boy Gaming, Ashley Jackson, I'm an effing problem, and I believe, and Nathan Spratt, all in the YouTube chat. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up. Share the game on social media for us. Single back look. It's going to be a trap play up the middle, and he's met in the backfield by, I believe, by Jose Fuentes, but then he drug him for about 2 yards. And over the years, Ramos, Sanzo Robinson has looked, you know, when he left being a running back to receiver, it took him a season or two to adjust. And now that he's in his second season as a running back again, he's finally coming into his own. He's finishing runs a lot. You know, he's more physical, more conditioned to carry that kind of workload. As we see Robinson dashing up the middle, he's going to pick up about 8 yards on the carry.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think that, you know, during that conversion to wide receiver, really helping to get some speed and lateral quickness, as we can see on that play. And I like the approach of Tulsa on this drive. You know, it was 2 heavy sets to start the drive, just trying to punish the defense up the middle of the field, and they will do it again. So let's see if they run the ball up the middle. I think it will work with this 3-man front.
Yeah, they're going to chuck it, though, across the middle, and that is complete. Number 87 on the reception. That's tight end Will Danderson. Ashley Jackson converting that situation, and it's going to bring up a 1st and 10. Tulsa has the ball on the Atlanta 44-yard line, and there's 1:37 here to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, and a good play right there. Again, you know, going up the middle is just a short, safe throw, but it's a good play for a 1st down, and they are gaining on the power set. Jackson is changing up the play, so I think she might audible to a run here, maybe up the gut.
It doesn't matter. Atlanta jumps off sides. So a great play there by number 55 on the defense, Bushido Brown, but it's going to be negated because a Swarm D lineman jumped off sides. Folks, we just want to let you know that every flag on the play reminds us of the high-quality MeUndies underwear. So if you haven't, head on over to MeUndies.com and get yourself some of the world's greatest undergarments.
First and 5.
As we see Ashley Jackson with a 27.1 QBR, mainly because Ketsa's been lights out. And, that pass intended for number 34 for the Desperados. I believe that's their fullback, Buffalo Marshall. He bobbled it. And then Aquinas Shine was over there to knock him down to make sure he didn't haul it in. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Yeah, not a great play by Marshall. I don't think he would have picked up the first down, but still, that was probably like a 2 or 3 yard gain, which would have made it a really manageable 3rd down. Instead, it's a second down. Right now, it's a 2nd and 5, and they're going with a spread. So let's see if they run it. So.
Chucks it across the middle, just overthrown there, out of the arms of Stephen Bush. Jackson has had a difficult time trying to get the ball over to Bush, as he's been blanketed by Ketsa all game long. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 here. Yeah,
but it's a good approach for the Tulsa offensive coordinator to put the wide receiver on the slot instead of on the outside against Ketsa. That's a good adjustment, but Ashley Jackson just did not throw an accurate pass.
Yeah, cover 3 is hard to weave in, as we see Jackson take a deep pass down the middle and into triple coverage. Intended for number 81, Garen Malone III. That's going to bring up a 4th and 5 here for the Desperados.
Yeah, and again, it's a 4th and 5 after a drive that seemed to be promising, and it's one of those drives that hurt. When you get in like in no man's land, and it's maybe too short to punt, but this is definitely not field goal range. We just saw the kicker missed a 47-yarder. This will be like 55 yards out, so they'll have to punt.
Punt is away, and they're going to fair catch it about the 15-yard line. And this is where this Atlanta Swarm offense of Marcus Dunhill, BDG Hollywood, Siege Falco, Boo Chisholm, and Jamal Wooding will take over. 31 seconds here to go in the first quarter. The SFL is presented by APM Music. We are here live today on YouTube. Go ahead and hit those thumbs up, folks. 29 watching, 17 thumbs up. Strong eye, weak eye looking, excuse me. 5-step drop. Dunhill checks it across the middle, and it is picked off. You cannot throw across the middle against Tulsa. 46, Kanye Rockefeller coming across and picking that one off clean.
Yeah, that was just a smooth-looking play right there for Kanye Rockefeller. We will get a really, really good angle how he reads the quarterback's eyes, and he just reads him like a book, gets the interception, and gets some good yardage on the run back. Kanye Rockefeller, he's a big veteran with the, well, right now he's with Tulsa, but he was drafted by Houston, then he spent some time in Chicago, and now with the Tulsa Desperados. On his, I think this is like his 6th or even 7th season in the SFL, so puts the Tulsa Desperados in the red zone.
This is, just look on the roster, the 7th, as we get a handoff to the outside for Sanzo Robinson. He's averaging 4.2 yards and 25 yards today. BDG Hollywood with similar numbers, but he did get that touchdown earlier in the first quarter. And folks, I think this is going to do it. That is the last play of the first quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter.
What's your breakdown of this game so far? I mean, the 1 and 3 1 and 4 Atlanta Swarm, they're up 10-0 on the 3 and 1 Desperados. I don't think you could have scripted a better first quarter if you're Atlanta.
Yeah, not really. I mean, you got an interception early, you got a touchdown out of it after an opening drive field goal. So, 10-0 is better as you could have hoped for Atlanta.
Yeah, dive play up the middle. And Aquinas Shine just delivering the boom. I tell you, that looked like a car wreck that neither side is going to benefit from. I'm sure Aquinas Shine felt it as he delivered. Man, what would knock out any ordinary man, but Sanzo Robinson bounces right back up after a gain of 1. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9 here on the Atlanta 17-yard line. 10:30 here to go in the second quarter. Jackson chucks it outside. It is wildly incomplete. I think the receivers got caught up together as they got jammed on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that was just a very unfortunate play because it seemed that he got a lot of potential, but I'm not sure if, Ashley Jackson needed to hold into that football just for maybe a second more. But regardless, finally, Tulsa has the opportunity to break their scoreless first quarter or their scoreless game to an end. So, they could have gotten like a touchdown on this and really take advantage of the interception, but still 3 points. You have to feel comfortable that you'll finally score.
Yeah, Wheeler getting the hometown heroes on the board. Tulsa Desperados trailing the Atlanta Swarm by 7 here early in the second quarter. Folks, you can follow the SFL on Twitter and Facebook at SimulationFL and subscribe to our Twitch and YouTube channels. You're already here, right? Might as well stay tuned. Get league updates on your phone while browsing through the ScoreStream app. Want to be a part of the league? Head on over to simulationfl.net and grab the Discord link. Thank you for supporting the SFL. And you see the other sponsors rolling across the screen at the bottom. As number 84 for the Swarm, Javon Walker returns that kick out to the Atlanta 27-yard line. And let's see if Marcus Dunhill, who I believe leads the SFL in interceptions and probably has one of the worst ratios, although for the last couple of weeks he's really kind of turned that stat around, but today he has thrown that interception. Let's see if he can reel it in and be a little more accurate. 7-step drop. He chucks it across the middle on a post route. It is good to number 86, and he's got wheels, and I don't think anybody's going to catch him. 10-5 touchdown. Number 86, Jamal Wooding, the electric rookie tight end, catching a post route from Marcus Dunhill, and he takes that all the way to the house, Ramos.
Well, I want to know what they feed him. I mean, this is a tight end who is outrunning linebackers, and not only that, but Charles Ball, who is the returner for the Tulsa Desperados. A great block right there by Hollywood, but by Chisholm. But wow, what a play by the tight end with some wheels to just outrun the entire defense of the Tulsa Desperados, and just like that, Atlanta's up by 14 points again.
Yeah, no joke on that kid. Jamal Wooding drafted 9th overall in the first round of this SFL draft, and well-deserved. He's a freakish athlete. He's big, 6'6", 255, has really good speed, ran in the 4.6 40s. Really just a solid tight end all around. But one of the faster guys at the tight end position in the SFL. As we see the extra point going up, and that gives Atlanta a commanding 17-3 lead over the Tulsa Desperados. 10:09 here to go in the second quarter. We see Alex Kidd teeing up the ball, and I'm probably just as shocked as the hometown crowd and the Tulsa Desperados as a whole. We know Atlanta, they came in under cap space. They talked about a poor free agent market. They couldn't sign guys for as much value as they'd like to. But now they're starting to catch up here. Their players are definitely getting into the groove of the season, and they're starting to close the gap. So they're getting just tremendous value out of these guys. And they're really starting to turn it on, and let's hope they can keep it going for their sake, as they're sitting at 1-4 currently. So not out of the playoff picture yet, but it's going to be a tough one to get back in it. Jackson under pressure. She stepped up, and then she dropped back, and number 92 grabbed her and took her down to the ground. That's Shaq Barrett, the defensive end there for the Swarm.
Yeah, and as you were mentioning, with the undercap, that they got, that's also provided them with some bronze players, maybe copper players, who they have been upgraded fast, and now they're, as you're saying, they're catching up, and they're getting the groove into their offenses and defenses respectively, and they look at like a very solid squad, which still has a lot of talent. They have a Quanish Shine, Hall of Fame linebacker. They got Butchess, some Hall of Fame receiver. I mean, they got some pieces, so Atlanta's a team that in the second half of the season can make some moves.
Really good tackle there by number 55, Brown for the Swarm, because it looked like Sanzo was about to get busy on the outside. He had one man to beat, and that was Brown. Brown slammed the door shut after a couple of yards on the play. That's going to bring up a very long 3rd and 15. Jackson in the empty set here against the 3-2 look from the Swarm. 5-step drop, pump fakes it, throws it outside on a corner route, and that is incomplete. Looking for number 10 for the Desperados. That's their 3rd string wide receiver, Aaron King. And Jackson looked a little off there. She overthrew him by about 5 yards. And that's going to bring out the punting unit, Cortland Weaver, to boot it away.
Yeah, and it's about the 3rd time we've seen Ashley Jackson overthrow the receiver. So, you know, hopefully this is for her sake and for the Tulsa Desperados' sake. It's just something that will happen here in the first half, but still, that had potential for maybe like a 30-yard gain and a big first down, and it just didn't work.
Yeah, pretty good starting field position for the Atlanta Swarm. Marcus Dunhill starting out at the 36-yard line. And he's had pretty good field position all day long. But I like to call, you know, Atlanta the cardiac kids. Known for a lot of big plays, and we've seen a couple of them today. They don't really grind the ball out. They get their touchdowns in big chunks. Let's see if they can do more here. They hand off to BDG Hollywood, but he's brought down immediately in the backfield. Bam Bam Cook. 2 tackles so far, 1 for a loss, as we see that stat scrolling across the screen. Look at that man. What are they feeding him? Almost? Holy moly.
Man, I don't know. Maybe they fed him an actual human being or something. But hey, you know, he covers the entire. Yeah, he covers like 2 gaps, like the A gap and the B gap at the same time. Look at that. And he has some speed. Look at that.
Yeah, BDG Hollywood taking almost an identical play there to the outside this time. Picking up 6 yards on the carry. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 5. Yeah, I imagine they're just feeding them straight Tulsa Longhorn beef for every meal. You know,
yeah.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Longhorn beef, the whole thing. Here's an audible out of Dunhill. They're in a weak eye formation. We have a tight end at the bottom of your screen. 2 wide receivers, 1 at the top and bottom. Tulsa moving around in a 4-3. Steps up into the pocket, throws it to the outside, and it's going to be incomplete. Chisholm catching it about 3 yards out of bounds. And I'll be honest with you, Ramos. If Marcus Dunhill puts that ball anywhere else, whether it's, you know, inbounds or a little behind, either the safety or the corner was going to pick that one off.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably a smart throw right there by Marcus Dunhill. You know, it's easy to criticize him and say, hey, you throw the ball out of bounds, but, you know, otherwise it probably would have been intercepted. So, you know, he threw the ball outside to in the vicinity of Chisholm, so he doesn't get caught with intentional grounding. But, you know, a good play by the Tulsa defense to hold again, and they will get the ball back.
Yeah, I think as we see Ball returning it to the 28-yard line, we look at Chisholm there. He caught it about 2 yards out of bounds. I think he just got lost, you know, where the sideline was. Because, I mean, we've seen him make the catches where he tiptoes, stretches out. And so maybe that's what they were going for there. But, you know, like you were saying, that ball was put only where it could be put without getting picked off. We see Tulsa and Jackson coming out in a single back look. Sanzo offset. It's going to be a trap play up the middle to Sanzo. He's got some room, and he juke plays. He picks up about 8 yards on the carry.
That's a great play right there by Sanzo Robinson. Now with 36 yards in the game, it's an 8-yard gain to get it on the 2nd and short. And they have still a lot of time here in the 2nd quarter, so you know, it's not like they need to run a 2-minute offense or anything, so they have time to run the ball, to huddle again, and just to try to put a good drive with some points to decrease the deficit.
Another trap play up the middle. Sanzo showing his strength there. Picks up another 8 on the carry. That's going to give the Desperados a first down, and this is the drive you want to see from Tulsa. You want to see Sanzo running the ball strong, and he finds a good block there on the trap and tons of good blocks upfield.
Yeah, that was great blocking across the board, especially on the middle of the field, which was where the run was going through. The center, the fullback, everybody did his job.
Strong power to the outside. He's going to break tackles. He's going to shake people, and he's going to pick up 11 yards. Man, Sonzo Robinson looks like a brand new man on this drive. This drive alone, he's practically got what he had all in the first quarter. And he is looking strong, man. A few more blocks, a few more broken tackles, and he takes this one to the house.
Yeah, and you know, this is a team that, I mean, they need to get their running back going. I mean, Deion Hawkins has great experience with running backs, and you know, he was one himself, so he knows how to get him involved. Another power set. Let's see if they run the ball to the inside again.
That play up the middle. And to that point, yeah, Hall of Fame running back, future Hall of Famer, I should say, Deion Hawkins relinquished the position to bring on Sonzo Robinson, and he heads over to the coaching ranks, and you see him now. Ashley Jackson struggling in the first quarter, so he said, okay, well, Sonzo, you know, smart move by Deion to take the pressure off of Ashley Jackson and get Sonzo. We see an ISO there up the middle, only a gain of 1. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 9 here for the Tulsa Desperados. 5:30 here to go in the first half. They're
going to shotgun, though.
Yeah, 3 wide receivers, 1 back, and
look
shotgun.
for the deep post route. Oh no, the corner route. Sorry. Look at the corner route because the safeties are really inside.
It was a corner and an out route. Jackson hit Corey Jones on the out route, and they're going to be just short. It's going to bring up a 4th and 2, and I don't know what analytics say, but they're probably about 52 yards away on a field goal, so we'll see if they go for it or even just punt it away.
I think if I was at least Tulsa, I would go for it here. Maybe a run to the outside.
Yeah, we see the right side on the weak side pretty wide open. And they're hard counting here. Let's see if they call a timeout. And they will with 2 seconds to go on the clock. Ashley Jackson uses the first timeout for the Desperados. And now it's decision time. If you're Deion Hawkins, do you kick the field goal? Do you punt it away? Do you play defense? What would you do here, Ramos?
You know, now that you called the timeout, I'm guessing they will punt the ball. And I mean, it's not a terrible idea because you can pin them deep and you can play some defense. I mean, you have been able to play some defense here in the second quarter, so I don't hate the idea with the time left that you can probably get the ball back and try to score to end the first half. So, you know, I think the punting the ball is probably a good option.
Weaver taking it at about the 50-yard line. Pretty good punt. It's going to bounce. Oh, and it didn't even get a chance to bounce. Charles Ball catching it and just running it into the end zone. And that's going to be a touchback, and that's unfortunate, although I think Wheeler might have put too much on it anyways, and unless it took a miraculous Tulsa bounce, they were going to get a touchback either way. Marcus Dunhill and company starting out on the 20-yard line, single back look, 3 wide receivers versus the 4-2 look for the Desperados. 5-step drop. He's under pressure, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. That's Mr. 3 Longhorns a day. Every meal of the day, number 50 for the Tulsa Desperados. Getting huge, getting big, and getting busy. Bam Bam Cook bringing down Marcus Dunhill in the backfield.
I'm really surprised by the athleticism of that guy. I mean, it's huge, but he can only get you with some speed. I mean, he was able to get him on the outside instead of like a bull rush or anything. He got him on the outside and got the sack.
Dunhill throwing to the post route across the middle. Dangerous, dangerous throw. And Junior Stanley in the nickel back position, picking him off cleanly. And this is great, great, great field position here for Tulsa. And this was a key to a game, you know. Dunhill had to take better care of the ball, and so far he just hasn't done that today.
Yeah, I mean, most definitely. And again, you know, this is a chance where we see a quarterback getting rattled by the pressure. 2nd and long, he threw the ball on his back foot, and he just got it intercepted in big traffic. That's a pass he never should have thrown. And I think they need to run the ball. Tulsa does off the gut.
5-step drop by Jackson. Throws it across the middle on a post route, and that is good for a touchdown. Corey Jones from the slot position on a post route. Ashley Jackson putting it on a dime. Corey Jones reeling that in for 6 for Tulsa.
Yeah, that's a great throw. That's a great throw. That's a great read. He saw, or she saw rather, the corners going outside with outside leverage. The safeties were very open outside of the hash marks, and he was an easy read for her, just going to the post route. And he was wide open. He was really wide open, and Tulsa all of a sudden now with just a 7-point deficit with this extra point.
Yeah, we'll see if Tulsa can bring it in within 7 points. The kick is up and good, and they do indeed bring it within 7. Atlanta leading deep in the second quarter. 4:07 here to go in the half. They lead the hometown Heroes 17-10. Folks, SpyGoat is the official audio partner of the SFL. With SpyGoat Pro Audio, it's not just about making you louder. Their goal is to make your band, speaker, fundraiser, auctioneer, DJ, or any other sound source be heard by your audience. Folks, head on over to spygoat.net and make them your choice for sound reinforcement. Pretty good return there. Out to the 27-yard line, Javon Walker taking a submarine tackle straight to the chest, but he bounces up and he is okay.
With 4 minutes remaining in the half, I mean, Atlanta, they still have plenty of time to move the ball down the field and get some points on the board. But now you don't want to throw another interception. So, it's going to be interesting the approach that they take on this drive.
7-step drop. He throws it deep across the middle, and it is almost picked off again. He is testing Rockefeller and Charles Ball, and they are saying, "Keep it coming, young man. Keep it coming, please." Dangerous throw there by Marcus Dunhill.
Yeah, very dangerous, and Kanye Rockefeller really teased him, because Rockefeller was kind of going for one moment, trying to probably read the tight end or something, but he dropped back in coverage to the deep side of the field, and that's a great play on the defensive player, and almost with his second interception of the half.
Yeah, these Atlanta turnovers have been disastrous. Tulsa has scored 10 points off turnovers, I believe. And if you take those turnovers away, Atlanta would have a commanding lead right now. You see a strong eye look. Dunhill 7-step drop, checks it down to BDG Hollywood. He's going to be met in the backfield. Tackled by number 49 for the Desperados, Richard Newton, from his outside linebacker position.
It's a 3rd and long here, and let's see if the Tulsa defense can put some pressure on Marcus Dunhill again, or if Atlanta will play it safe and they run the ball with BDG Hollywood.
Let's see if Bam Bam Cook, the refrigerator, can get some pressure. He throws a fade route, and it is complete to Chisholm. He's to the 40, 30, the 20, and brought down at the 18-yard line by Kanye Rockefeller. And that was a beautiful play call. Tulsa was pressed up. Boo Chisholm does an outside release fade route. Dunhill on a 3-step drop hits him in stride, and he takes off for the races. Good tackle there by Kanye Rockefeller to bring him down and save a touchdown.
Yeah, I really don't like the approach by the Tulsa defense, because with the corners, they kind of played on the flats, which I don't see the point of being 3rd and 12. I think that they would have been better just covering deep and put everything in front of them. But regardless, Atlanta takes advantage of it, and now they have a 1st and 10 in the red zone.
Yeah, the cardiac kids, another cardiac type play as BDG Hollywood breaks the tackle in the backfield and gains 3 yards. Man, he has improved his strength tenfold. Just from last season, he was more of a shifty running back. This year, he's put a lot of emphasis on gaining some power, and we've seen him break a lot more tackles and be much more willing to try to run through defenders than he was in seasons past.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think that he has improved his overall strength and speed and lateral quickness. Look at that.
You see the ISO play up in the middle. He picks up quite a few yards. He's going to bring up 3rd and 1.
6 yards on the play.
Yeah, they've been, and you see Atlanta, with Dunhill struggling a little bit more. They've kind of had to go back to BDG and say, hey, we need you to run the ball. We need you to go up the middle. We need you to take pressure. We need you to make them bring defenders down into the box. And folks, that is our Quip 2-minute warning. Folks, Quip Design delivers simple ways to keep your mouth healthy. Time vibration brush head refills for only $5. We see This should be a handoff to the outside. That's going to be brought down. That's going to move into 4th and 4 with 1:55 here to go in the first half. Folks, go ahead and get those refills every 3 months from Quip. It's covered for life, free shipping for life. Try it for 30 days and support the SFL. With the promo code in the scroll below, a portion of your purchase supports the SFL. Quip, a more wholesome clean. Head on over to getquip.com. Field goal unit on the field here for Atlanta. This will be a 28-yard field goal. And they are draining the clock. 1:20. Snap is good. Kick is up. And it is good. Atlanta taking a 10-point lead here late in the second quarter. The score is 20-10 over the hometown Tulsa Desperados. Yeah, definitely been a love-hate relationship here for the Atlanta Swarm. Do they throw the ball? Do they run the ball? You know, they've had great plays with great success with both, but then they've also been blown up on both. So it's really been, do we keep pressing the pace and just hope that we score more than we turn the ball over? Do they try to slow it down going into the second quarter? How do you think both teams will adjust coming out of halftime?
You know, I think that it's going to start with the offensive lines because we've seen a lot of interceptions and bad throws coming because of pressure. So I think that maybe we will see in the second half running backs staying to block, maybe a fullback tight end, kind of like staying to block just a little bit, just to give their quarterbacks a little more time to throw the ball, just like now. Look at that.
Jackson throwing deep across the middle on a post route, and it is almost picked off. That one intended for number 81. Garen Malone III, the 21st pick in the draft for the Desperados. Yeah, I think coming out of half, I think Dion's going to have to say, hey, we've tried to push the pace with Ashley. Atlanta's just putting way too much pressure on these receivers and making the windows real tight. And they're going to have to rely on Sanzo, in my opinion.
Yeah, likewise.
Out route by Jackson. That is caught. Just short there. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 3. That was caught by Corey Jones.
Yeah. Shout out to Jordan, our man in stats, DJ Goody on Discord. Looking at the stats, Marcus Dunhill 6 out of 9 for 160 yards, a touchdown and 2 picks. So 2 out of the 3 incompletions have been interceptions. Ashley Jackson 6 out of 15 for 60 yards.
Yeah, and I think those interceptions by Marcus, because he is one of the more accurate passers in the league. It's just he's got a gunslinger mentality. He definitely throws it into some tight spaces that most quarterbacks can't, but he can. And sometimes I think that gets him in trouble, and we've seen that happen here today. But I also think the Tulsa pressure has also gotten to him, and we're seeing him now in his sophomore year. Through the Swarm, he's really had to mature and grow up, but he's had to do it. Again, we mentioned how Atlanta came in underfunded. They come in, well below the cap, and that no matter how you spin it, that's going to put pressure on your whole team. And they've felt it, but they've done a really nice job overcoming it. And you got to tip your hat there to their head coach and their GM.
Yeah, most definitely. A good throw right there for 6 yards.
Corey Jones taking that reception on another out route.
And I think, I think this is a good challenge. I mean, it kind of looks suspicious at the beginning. Maybe this is an incomplete pass. We'll see.
And you see it there. Let's take a look. It's a Harry's close shave, close call challenge From shape sets to handles, Harry's provides quality craftsmanship. Made in Germany, more than 600 engineers, designers, craftsmen, chemists all come together to make Harry's products from the finest materials and ingredients to ensure they perform as well as they possibly can. Use the promo link in the scroll below. A portion of your purchase supports the SFL. Harry's, the official razor of the SFL. Head on over to harrys.com.
Second and 10.
Yeah, that's an incomplete pass.
Yeah, the official booth review inside 2 minutes. Apparently it was a good buzz down to the officials. So they have a call. Jackson across the middle. And that is complete for a gain of 9 yards. That was to their tight end, number 47, Guido Williams. And they go no huddle here. Jackson under center, one back in the backfield. Single back jump. Three-step drop under pressure. Throws an out route. That is complete. And that is good. I believe that was to the fullback there, Buffalo Marshall, who's lined up as a tight end. They go no huddle again. Same formation. Three-step drop from Jackson. Under pressure, shakes off the defender. Under pressure again. This time, she's not going to be able to shake off the 2 defenders. Tick-tock, 17 seconds here to go in the first half. They go no huddle again, a little sluggish to get set. Three-step drop. Throws another out route, this to Buffalo Marshall. I believe that's his second drop of the game. And this time, he drops it. But that actually might be a more beneficial drop as it stops the clock. It allows them to get in the huddle and allows them to get a more coherent play. Maybe, I think, Ramos, maybe they take a shot across the middle and try to call a timeout right away if they don't get a touchdown.
Yeah, and that's what they will do. I mean, if I was them, I would run, maybe throw a pass up. You can still throw the ball up the middle. You have 2 timeouts, but they will try to
Jackson under a lot of pressure, chucks it up deep on a Hail Mary prayer, and it is intercepted after being bobbled around. Man, number 20 for the Atlanta Swarm there, Aaron Lee, the strong safety, coming down with it after bobbling it, and it's a kind of a head scratcher. They had 7 seconds, they had 2 timeouts, and they were pretty close to field goal range. I would think if you hit the slant route, even if you don't get a first down, you just call the timeout and you trot out, the field goal unit and try to go into the half trailing by 7. But instead, they go for the Hail Mary. They turn the ball over, and they're going to go into the half down by 10.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they could have, just done a random play, a play up the middle, get some 10 yards and try to kick a field goal.
Yeah, and we see the stats scrolling across the screen here, folks. We're going to take a slight break, and we'll be back with you shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to beautiful Tulsa, Oklahoma, here in the Greenwood District Stadium. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. The 1-4 Atlanta Swarm are leading the 3-1 Desperados here 20-10 to open up the second half. Ramos, what does Tulsa have to do to get back into this one?
Well, they have the ball first, which, obviously will help them. I think that Ashley Jackson needs to throw the ball to his receivers on timing routes instead of like post routes or corner routes or go routes, fake routes. I think she needs to try to throw the ball into timing routes such as slants, quick ins, quick outs, stuff like that. Maybe some screens just stop getting intercepted. I mean, she's gotten intercepted about 2 times this game, maybe 3 times. So she needs to get in a rhythm.
We see Charles Ball returning that kick to the Tulsa 26, and that's where Ashley Jackson and company will take over. Empty look here under center for Jackson. 3-2 look for the Swarm. 5-step drop. She looks on a corner route, and that is incomplete. That one, not her fault, as 82 for the Desperados took a huge hit, and that's Darnell Dudrow, their third-string wide receiver, with the drop.
Yeah, and that's a play you have to make. That's a throw that's a catch you have to make. Looking at the stats, BDG Hollywood 11 attempts, 34 yards and a touchdown. So also Robinson with 13 carries, a good 59 yards. So that's a healthy average. No scores, but good first half response.
3-step drop from Jackson under pressure, and she's going to be brought down, sacked in the backfield by number 99. For the Swarm, that's Joshua Williams coming out of the defensive tackle position. Not quite the size of Bam Bam, but nonetheless, he's not a small guy.
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, this is a 3rd and 4. Not getting those 3rd and longs, because that's where Pat Ketz and those guys can come away with interceptions.
Check it down indeed, only going to pick up 2 yards. As he throws the swing route out to Sanzo Robinson. Playing it pretty conservative here to start the second half. And they're going to send out their punter to boot this one away. Weaver boots this one down to about the 40-yard line. That's where we see number 11, Jason Hunt, who's filling in for Javon Walker. I don't know if he got hurt earlier in the game, but he hasn't been returning. It's been Jason Hunt on return duties. But nevertheless, Marcus Dunhill starting out in pretty good field position. They've done that most of the time today. They haven't really started in bad field position. I think there was only one drive inside the 20. Dunhill, 7-step drop, throws a dime across the middle, and that is complete. Over to their tight end. Yeah, Jamal Wooding, the freak athlete, bringing that one in, taking a hit, but still holding on to the ball.
Yeah, definitely. He has 3 catches for 105 yards so far in this game. If I have to give an MVP so far, it will be probably him. We've seen Marcus Dunhill throw a couple interceptions, so I think I will give it to Jamal Wooding. He was also one of the guys who blocked for BDG Hollywood to get in the end zone earlier today.
Yeah, he's been an impact player and has definitely justified his 9th overall selection in the draft. As we see a handoff to the outside, the BDG getting blown up in the backfield. Number 95 for the Desperados. That's the SFL sack leader, Ghibli Doo. And you see Dunhill under center. Deep 7-step drop under a little pressure. Throws a deep corner route, and that's just out of the reach of the wide receiver. Pretty good coverage as there were 2 defenders over there.
Yeah, pretty good coverage and a good pressure by the defensive line of the Tulsa Desperados. And blessing in disguise, because if he throws the ball on target, that's probably intercepted. That was double covered. But that brings up a 3rd and 13, and this is where these guys, this defensive line who have been very good this game, they can just getting their ears back and just rush the passer.
Empty shotgun look. 3-step drop under pressure, and he's going to be brought down. Guess who? The SFL sack leader, Ghibli Dew, crushing him in the backfield, and that's going to bring him a 4th and 22 here for the Atlanta Swarm.
Yeah, Ghibli Dew, he's, at this pace going to be the defensive player of the year, taking that spot away from Alex Dominguez probably this season if he continues with his reign of terror right there. But it's a play that Tulsa likes to do. When they have 3rd and long, when the opposing team is on 3rd long, they just go after it. They just try to rush the passer, and they're successful more often than not.
Pretty good punt return. They will start inside their 19-yard line, but that ball, pretty good punt there by the Swarm. If he didn't catch that one, that probably would have bounced and settled somewhere inside the 10. So good decision there to catch the ball and try to return it out to the 20. Pretty decent starting position despite the circumstances. So we see Jackson coming out in a heavy look here, single back, multiple tight ends on the field. And then 3, they hand it off up the middle to Sancho. He's going to break a tackle. They're officially giving him 0, but it looked like he may have gained 1, but nevertheless, it's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, probably half a yard on that one. And, now we're seeing both offenses, right, kind of stuck. It's like they cannot throw the ball deep because it gets in the trap. The run up, they got to now it's happening.
Yeah, trap play there for the Desperados out of the same formation we saw him run on 1st down. Sanzo Robinson getting skinny and tucking up behind the guard. He picks up 6 on the carry. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 4 on the Tulsa 25-yard line. 7:25 here to go in the 3rd quarter. Your hometown heroes, the Tulsa Desperados, trailing by 10 to the visiting Atlanta Swarm. 5-step drop from Jackson, checks it down to Sanzo. He's got a blocker on the outside, but he's going to be tackled just short. Great defensive rally there by the Atlanta Swarm, brought down by Lee Pato. But that was a tight end route to that side. So, they had Garen Malone out there leading the way, but the Atlanta Swarm defense and just rallying, getting to Sanzo before he could pick up the 1st down, and that's a really clutch 3rd down play for the Swarm.
It truly is, and both offenses have been abysmal on 3rd down. Again, thank you very much to Jordan for the stats here. Atlanta on 3rd down, 2 out of 7. 2 out of 7, and Tulsa right now 2 out of 9 on that one. So it's one of those cases where it's just about the defensive lines here of both teams, just making life miserable on 3rd downs. And it's just, at least it's been here in the 2nd and 3rd quarter, really tough to do downs. It's been more explosive plays, big 70-yard touchdowns, big runs who've made the difference, putting the ball in the red zone after an interception, stuff like that.
We see you there on the play. Marcus Dunhill going to the out route, and that was good for 5 yards over to Siege Falco. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 5 here. 2 backs in the backfield, 2 wide receivers to the top of your screen, tight end to the bottom. 4-3 look from the Desperados. He checks it across the middle. Very, very dangerous throw. He is getting, he's not really been getting lucky as they've been punishing him all day, but anytime you throw it at the feet of the 2 safeties back there for Tulsa, you're just asking to get beat up.
Yeah, most definitely. And again, another 3rd down. And watch out for Ghibli Dew again. Look at this. He's going empty set. Marcus Dunhill is. And let's look if the left tackle can give him some time.
3-step drop here. He throws a quick one across the middle, and that's to Ramos's early 1st half MVP, Wooding. The tight end, man, he has been a very reliable target here today, and he converts again to give the Atlanta Swarm a 1st down, and he gets it down to about the 33-yard line.
Yeah, and it's, he's just a mismatch problem. It's like, he's just too quick for a tight end. And that's why linebackers cannot cover him. You know, my comparison in real life will be somebody like Shannon Sharp, for example. He's just too quick for us.
Another good pass there. And that's to Wooding again. He's been a very solid target to Ramos's point. And that's going to bring him a 2nd and 3rd. And Atlanta is very close to getting into the red zone. 5:32 here to go in the 3rd quarter. High formation look for Dunhill. It's going to be a nice play up the middle. BDG picking up several yards before doing a spin move, the patented BDG spin. But he gets the 1st down, and he gets it officially to the 20-yard line and in the red zone here. I'd like to see a 7-step drop to a post route onto Wood. I think that's a money play. And I tried to Tony Ramos, it didn't work. But anyways, he throws it out to Boo Chisholm there for a 3-yard gain on a nice little quick out. And it takes it down to the Tulsa 17-yard line. 4:38 here to go in the 3rd quarter.
And 2nd and 7, the ball at the 17-yard line now. They go right now on a single running back here, so normally that spells pass, yes.
Nice check down to number 84, Javon Walker, who has checked back into the game, so he'll probably be returning to the return duties, but he catches a nice little pass there, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 1.
You know, and I would like to see a run up the gut here with BDG Hollywood. No, yeah, up the gut here with BDG, just trying to impose your will in the defensive line.
He gets it to the outside. BDG to 5, touchdown. He bounces it to the outside. Atlanta running a power play. Tulsa was pressed up against the line of scrimmage, and BDG takes the handoff, uses his explosive speed, and gets around the muck. We see the whole defensive unit gets caught up in the middle of the field. BDG wide open to give Atlanta a commanding 16-point lead here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, that's a great play by the offensive line and by the offensive corner. A great play call and a great scheme. I thought up the gut he had more chances because the linebacker shifted. But that's a great job by the offensive line and for BDG Hollywood to bounce it to the outside. 14 attempts, 48 yards, so that's not a huge average, but he has 2 touchdowns in the day.
Folks, we want to remind you there that part of the SFL is brought to you by the Media Tech Institute. Go to mediatech.edu. Do what you love what you do, folks. Head on over to mediatech.edu. And we see Atlanta converting on the extra point there. That's going to give them a commanding 17-point lead. And I think, you know, our keys coming out of the halftime was, hey, run the ball more with Sanzo. Well, I think they're getting to a point now with 3:53 here to go in the 3rd quarter where they're going to have to try to just throw the ball and pray that Ashley Jackson can get her nerves under control. And we see, oh my Lord, we see Charles Ball breaking to the outside. He's to the 30, the 20, the 10. Nobody's going to catch him, Ramos. And man, he spun about 13 times and juked out the whole defensive unit there for the Atlanta Swarm. And Charles Ball takes it all the way to the house on the kickoff.
And I think this is going to be a top 10 play nominee. Look at that. 3 spins, and he's off to the races with some speed. Look at the blocking right there up front by number 87 on the kicker. Blocks him again, and it's just about Charles Ball with his speed to go all the way to the end zone for 6. Getting in the paint, Ball.
You know, and to that point, that's why I'm not a professional athlete. I stand up too quickly and I get dizzy and throw up. Charles Ball can run at full-grown men at full speed, do 18 spin moves, make us all dizzy, and then run it in for a touchdown, and that's why Tulsa pays him the big bucks. I'll just, I'll take my little bucks and I'll go buy a hot dog. That's what I'm going to do. Folks, if you're not familiar, I know some of you have never visited the Greenwood District Stadium here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. If you haven't done so, they've got great hot dogs. I'm talking league best hot dogs, $1.99. You can get free condiments. It's just a pleasure every time I get a call a game here to get one of these hot dogs. We see Tulsa after that immaculate return by Charles Ball, closing the gap by 10 with 3:38 here to go. Javon Walker on the return gets it down to the Atlanta 30. And it'll be interesting to see what Mark Chisholm and company decide to do. Do they keep pressing the pace? Because Tulsa has proven that they're not going to crack to Marcus Dunhill. Marcus Dunhill's proven that it's a coin toss, you know, whether he's going to be able to hit a big play or he's going to turn the ball over. And so it's interesting to see if they'll rely on BDG throughout the rest of the game.
Yeah, I agree, and I think they have to do what they've done all game, which is basically rely on BDG or Hollywood to do some carries, but also just try to throw the ball to Wooding just like they did. They got almost intercepted, but that's basically what it's been working. Other than that, we've seen a few incompletions. We see a couple of interceptions, so I think they need to stick with what's worked until this point.
Yeah, we see Marcus Dunhill challenging. He threw a corner route there. Nate Heslip on the coverage, almost picked it off. And this Tulsa secondary has not been given much room. He's under pressure. He shakes off a sack, throws it across the middle into tight coverage, intended there for Boo Chisholm. But again, blanketed by several defenders for the Desperados. Great pressure by the defensive line, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 10.
And now the defense is really running mad on the Atlanta Swarm because they're going left and right and up and down, and they look like they can cover everything at this point.
Yeah, really talented secondary. A little pressure by Ghibley-Doo. Hits him as he throws. It is completed. That one over to Boo Chisholm, but he's going to come up just short. That's going to bring up a 4th and 2, and they're going to have to punt it away from their 38-yard line. Really good pressure there by Ghibley-Doo to force him to throw it early. He looked like he wanted to throw it a little bit deeper, but ran out of time and just checked it down there to Boo Chisholm.
That was Chisholm's only 3rd catch of the day. He has 67 yards so far, so it's going to be important for Atlanta to try to get him involved a little bit more. And you know, it's just testament to the great coverage by the corners of this Tulsa team.
Charles Ball, another spin move, broken tackle, then gets lit up by number 16. But he picks up about 5 yards on the punt return, and that's where Ashley Jackson and company will take over. I remember a game that Indianapolis had against Tulsa where Ball took back. He had a pick for a touchdown, a punt for a touchdown. I think he had 2 picks for a touchdown, but the guy was just crazy, and he's keeping Tulsa around today. And there's a handoff up Sanzo. He's going to break it. He's going to break another tackle. He's down to the 30. The Swarm are giving chase. He's 20, 15, and 10. Brought down at the Atlanta 11 officially. Man, Sanzo Robinson ran out of gas there, but dang, I thought he was going to take it to the house.
Yeah, he ran out a little bit out of the gas, but, you know, he was almost brought down, and he wasn't by Pat Ketza. He was giving chase. He breaks the tackle, so that slows him down a little bit. And look at the 3 defenders of the Swarm. Barrett, look at Barrett, the linebacker, giving him chase 50 yards down the field. And all of a sudden here, Tulsa 11 yards away from scoring another touchdown and making this a 3-point game.
Yeah, this trap play has been deadly all day for the Desperados. We're going to see a power to the outside. That's Sanzo. He's going to pick up about 5 yards. As we see his stats, 7.3 yards per carry, 139 yards, and we just saw that very long 66-yard run that he just broke off for the Desperados. And Tulsa is in the red zone as they're down at the Atlanta 6-yard line, 1:41 left to go, trailing the visiting Atlanta Swarm by 10. Heavy set look, it's a handoff up the middle, it's a dive play. And that is the backup running back for the Desperados, picking up several yards, King Jack Washington. Don't see him very often as Sanzo is particularly conditioned and usually takes 100% of the workload, but they're sharing today. After that long 66-yard run, you can't blame them. Heavy look here out of the Desperados.
Go to the far side.
He did cut it out, and then he cuts it back in. King Jack Washington going to be stopped just short. It's going to bring up a 4th and inches. And, you know, I think if I'm Deion Hawkins, I go for it here. I don't, you know, if they stop you, you're within. Yeah, it doesn't matter what, because they're going to kick the field goal anyways. Probably the smart, safer move, try to get within 7 points.
I honestly agree with you, James. I mean, I think that even though you have to throw, to get the touchdown, to get the field goal either way, I would have gone for this one. I mean, this is a 4th and inches, and I would have just take advantage of it. If you don't convert, you leave the Atlanta Swarm at their own 2-yard line or 3-yard line with the pass rush that you have. But, you know, they get the points, and, you know, now they're done just by 7.
Folks, shout out to the chat. Siege Falco, Jamal Wooding, Josh Williams, Joshua Vasquez, I'm an effing problem, Corey Jones, Ashley Jackson, Keith Bosner. We have 35 watching, only 21 thumbs up. And that's a reminder as the wide receiver, Javon Walker, takes it down to the 30, folks. And we see we're the SFL sponsored by Matt Doyle Designs, APM Music, Media Tech Institute, Bit Central, MeUndies, and you can definitely join. Go to sfl.net. Thank you, Ashley. Find the Discord link below. Join this great community. 7-step drop, deep corner route, and that is complete over to Siege Falco, and that takes it all the way down. The Cardiac Kids driving the ball in the electric blue uniforms. That was a great throw. Siege Falco wide open. Uncharacteristic here of this defense. And that looked like it just was a busted cover 3 route. He just gets by Charles Ball, who was backpedaling.
Right. Yeah, and I think that, you know, even though it was a good throw, put it on target, I think if he leads the receiver, just throws a little bit more to the outside, he catches this in stride and runs for 6. But still, great play by Atlanta to put the ball in close territory.
Folks, put your 4s up. The hometown Desperados trailing the visiting Atlanta Swarm 27-20. Put the 4s up in the chat. I want to see a wall of 4s, folks, as we head into the 4th quarter here in beautiful Greenwood District Stadium. Under center, 1 back, offset. 5-step drop. He checks it to the out route, and that is complete. Boo Chisholm getting enough for the 1st down there. Now we're starting to see the 4s trickle in. We need a wall of them, folks. I want to see nothing but 4s here in the chat on YouTube. Presented by APM Music. Marcus Dunhill, he's been much better here in the 2nd half, but still the interceptions have been a problem. I formation look. 7-step drop. He's going to check it to the outside, and that is complete. Siege Falco picking up 4 yards before he's brought down by number 21 for the Desperados, Nate Heslip.
And that was Marcus Dunhill's 16th completion of the day on 23 attempts, my bad. 274 yards, has a touchdown and 2 picks. So with 3 wide receivers, I think they will run it here.
Run indeed. That's a trap play up the middle, and it gets blown up immediately at the line of scrimmage. Number 99 for the Desperados flying in there. That's Espen Rael coming in and laying the stick on BDG Hollywood. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 6, 9:52 here to go in the 4th quarter. Penalty on the play as they throw Dunhill, throwing the slant route to Boo Chisholm into triple coverage. There is a flag on the play, a MeUndies flag. And it's going to be offsides on the defense against number 69. I believe that's his 2nd or 3rd offsides penalty of the game. KT Taylor with another neutral zone infraction. This time it's going to give Atlanta 5 yards and I believe a 1st down.
No, it's going to be a 3rd and 1. It was 3rd and 6. But
yes.
But still, I mean, this is a play that you cannot make if you're Tulsa. You know, that error just like, it was 4th and 6 with that incompletion. Now it's 3rd and 1, and you can run it to BDG Hollywood here up the far side.
Yeah, I'd probably run it. Well, I was going to say a trap, but they run the power. And BDG gets the outside 5. Touchdown! BDG Hollywood getting skinny and then turning on the turbo jets. And he gets it all the way in for an Atlanta touchdown. And that's going to put him up by 13 here midway through the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and I saw that one all the way when I said, you know, they tied in on that play, and they have BDG Hollywood on an offset formation. So, you know, they just had the numbers up front on the far side, and they took perfect advantage of it. And now BDG Hollywood, after coming into this game with no touchdowns, has 67 yards and 3 scores, trying to emulate what Ray Bentley and also Jerry McChesney did last week, scoring for 4 touchdowns.
You see the extra point is good. Atlanta taking a 4th quarter lead, 34-20 over the Tulsa Desperados. And we're going to see if Ashley Jackson has what it takes here in her rookie season to mount an uphill climb, as the Cardiac kids have kept their foots on the gas pedal, their feet. Excuse me, their foots is not a word. Kept their feet on the throttle, and they have been putting up points all day long. Nice boot down to the 15-yard line. Charles Ball with a spin move. Taking it down to the 33-yard line, folks. 9:35 here to go in the 4th quarter.
Yep. And now is the time here for Ashley Jackson. She has not had a good game. She's going 9 out of 23 completions, 9 completions out of 23 attempts, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, and she only has 83 yards this game. So not even 100 for the game so far, and she's going in an empty set.
5-step drop by Jackson, throws an out route that is complete to number 81, and that is good for a 1st down.
We're getting really close from 100 yards. I think that was about a 15-yard completion, but you know, that's what they need to do. Put the players, you know, one-on-one situations right there, and great throw for Jackson. Not enough anticipation by the corner. They get a 1st down, and they still have plenty of time. You know, it's 9 minutes left here in the 4th. Only down 2 scores. So if you can get a score here in the next couple minutes, you still have about 6-7 minutes to play some defense and try to score again.
Yeah, other than the big plays, their defense has played a pretty good ball game. And you see Sanzo running it to the outside there for a gain of 4.
Power set here for the Tulsa Desperados. They go 3 tight ends in this formation, running up the right trap, and he gets stopped immediately just for a 1-yard pickup, as Aaron Lee and company, Fuentes as well, combined for the tackle. It's going to be a 3rd and 5 with the ball at the 47-yard line. That was Santos Robinson's 21st attempt of the game, has 100 so far in this matchup. Now the tight end goes on the left side. There's 2 tight ends actually, 1 on either side, 2 wide receivers. Pass is going to go through the near side of the field, and it's a 1st down for Bush, who has not been targeted much here on the outside. He has been covered very tightly by Pat Ketza, the Atlanta corner. And that makes it a 1st down and 10. Quickly get into the line. Ashley Jackson again with another fullback is the one on the left side, who has dropped actually a couple passes in this game. Dropping back to throw is Ashley Jackson. Checks it down to Santos Robinson. He gets absolutely lit up by Fuentes again, and Ashley Jackson gets back to just 100 yards. She had a 104, and now actually 101, and now she goes back to 100 and puts this in a 2nd and 11. This linebacking core of the Atlanta Swarm, one of the best in the SFL. They have Juana Shine, longtime veteran. They have Fuentes. They have very good players, Barrett as well on there. And Ashley Jackson drops back to throw. She throws deep, and the pass is going to be... That pass is almost picked up. Double coverage, and I think it was Aaron Lee with the coverage, as King was the intended receiver. It's going to be a 3rd and long, but Atlanta's defense has been outstanding on the outside, covering the deep throws, the outside posts, or the corner routes, rather, the posts, the goal route. They have been absolutely unbelievable in covering every single one of them. 2 running backs here on the football field, 3 wide receiver set. Ashley Jackson drops back to throw. The pass is going to the corner route, and again, another big-time swat by the defender to put this in a 4th down, and this is going to be time for a decision here. Do you punt the ball with 6 minutes and 55 seconds? I probably would, since you still have 3 timeouts left and you can play some defense, but I'm not sure. It's 4th and long, and I think this is going to be a probability call where it's like, you know, what's the odds of converting a 4th down and long? I think you're better off just punting the ball away and trying to hope for another interception or something. As the punt is going to go from the 43-yard line. It's going to bounce at the 5. No, it's not going to bounce, but the gunner takes it and runs it into the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, number 41 there, Junior Stanley, catching that one at about the 3-yard line and carrying it in. So almost a great play there by the special teams unit for Tulsa as Atlanta takes over here. 1st and 10, ball on the 20-yard line, 6:48 here to go in the 4th quarter. Shotgun empty set look here for Dunhill. He takes a 5-step drop, throws an out route, and that is complete to Siege Falco. Good for 5 yards, and that's going to stop the clock. 6:45 here to go.
It's a 5-yard game, but what's important for them is that, you know, if they can get a couple of 1st downs here, they will start maybe forcing Tulsa to take those timeouts. The clock now goes, and you know, if they can get a couple of 1st downs, it's going to be really interesting how Tulsa manages the clock.
Yeah, down by 14 here, deep in the 4th quarter. Another out route. That one almost tipped, but it's going to be complete. Good to Siege Falco. Gain of about 7. More importantly, it gives the Swarm another 1st down.
You know, and this is where Atlanta really needs to put his foot on the pedal and just don't look back and just do not play this conservative. Just try to get the 1st downs, throw the ball, run the ball to the outside. Maybe another run here to the far side would be a good idea.
Instead, they do a 5-step drop, a deep pass across the middle, and it is almost picked off and then reeled in. Siege Falco bailing out Marcus Dunhill. I thought that was going to be picked off, Ramos.
Yeah, me too. And again, what a catch. Oh, just Jordan's him. It was like, wow, what a play. One-handed leaps, and the defender, I'm surprised he didn't try to swat the ball away. I'm not sure what he was looking, but what a play by Falco getting the 1st down.
Empty set here for the Swarm. Cover 2 look. They're going to, it looks like cover 2 man here for the Desperados. 7-step drop, throws it across the middle, and that is good over to Jamal Wooding. He has been lights out today, and he is moving the chains.
Yeah, and, you know, Wooding, for me, he truly is the MVP of this game. I mean, BDG has 3 touchdowns, and I'm not trying to take anything away from him. You know, Pat Kett's a guy who could get the MVP honors, but this guy, I mean, he has caught 6 throws for 153 yards, and ooh.
Yeah, we see Dunhill forcing another slant route, and that one was read beautifully there by Nate Heslip. There he is, picking it off, and folks, don't look away now. There is some life here in the Tulsa Desperados. Only down by 14. There is plenty of time to work. Ashley Jackson needs to step up and be clutch, because this Tulsa defense has done their best to keep them in the ball game, and they've forced several turnovers. So now it's her time to shine. And up in the middle of Sanzo, he's going to pick up 2 yards officially, brought down by Jose Fuentes.
And Tulsa still has some time, but I think they need to rely right now on Ashley Jackson. I know it has been a rough day for her. 12 out of 28 right now for 100 yards, but you know, with 4 minutes and change and down 2 scores, they need to rely on their arm to win this game.
And they do just that, completing the pass over to Garen Malone III, and they go no huddle here. Strong eye formation, twins to the top of your screen. Throws the corner out, and that is complete over to number 11, Stephen Bush, and they go no huddle. I like the pace. I like what they're doing here against the swarm defense. 5-step drop again, throws it across the middle, and that is complete. Garen Malone III picking up 8 yards, and they're no huddle again. They have found something here that they really like against this swarm defense. 5-step drop, throws an out route, and this time the fullback drops it and ends the completion no huddle drive that we were just seeing there for Tulsa. Marshall, I believe, has his 3rd drop of the game. This one probably the most costly as it took them out of their rhythm there.
Yeah, and now it's a 3rd and 2 here, and the clock stops, which is the good thing, but with 3rd and 2, they're going empty set, which is I'm a little bit surprised now.
Yeah, we see a quick out route over to Stephen Bush. He hauls it in, picks up about 7 on the reception, and that's going to move the chains, but more importantly, gets them out of bounds, and that's a Tulsa 1st down. Jamal, I'm not sure what the single season interception record is, but I'm pretty sure it was isn't it by one of your boys, Ramos?
For interception record?
In a season, yeah.
In a season? That's a really good question, and I'll be making sure I embed that. I'm not quite sure. Probably, actually, it's going to be A.J. Lacoste of the Orlando Intimidators a few seasons back. I think like in season 6. Probably he's the one who is the ultimate leader. I'll check him.
We see a check down there to Sanzo Robinson. He gets strong, picks up a 1st down as we approach 3 minutes and 30 seconds here in the 4th quarter. Desperados, they're having a lot of success out of this no huddle. Jackson checks it down to Robinson. I spoke too soon as he gets blasted for a 2-yard loss in the backfield. They're going to go no huddle here. They still have all 3 timeouts. 7-step drop, checks it down to Sanzo again. He's got the blockers to the outside, but he looks like he's out of gas. 3rd and 3 there on the screen pass. And we'll see if they run a screen play here again with the guard pulling to the outside. They do not. Checks it down to Sanzo again. He jukes, but he is worn out. And he is stopped short. It's a 4th and 1. I think they got to go for it here. As we see the movement advertisement there scrolling across your screen, folks. That's the ever scroll block of the game, apparently. 3-step drop here on 4th down. Plenty of time. Throws it across the middle. And it is incomplete. Stephen Bush dropping the ball. It was right on the money, but the hit just jarred it loose. And that may be the end here for the Tulsa Desperados. They do have 3 timeouts. This defense has done their best to try to keep the Desperados here. But with 3 minutes to go, 2:30 here to go here in the 4th quarter, a 14-point lead is going to be really hard to overcome.
Yeah, most of it. And big kudos right there to Vasquez on the defensive play. He came in on time. There's no penalty for hit before the ball got there, no pass interference. That's a really good play by the defender.
And BDG is going to get outside on the power play, and let's see if he breaks it. No, he's brought down at the 48-yard line. What a carry, folks. And I don't know if that play on Tulsa was the ever scroll block of the game, but if not, we'll call this one it. Ever scroll by movement blocks blue light to protect your eyes from digital screens. Don't hurt your eyes by checking out SFL action. Protect them and see every moment like you just saw there by BDG Hollywood, and use the promo link in the scroll below. A portion of your purchase supports the SFL. MVMT Movement, premium watches, sunglasses, and accessories. Head on over to mvmtwatches.com. And that is the 2-minute warning by Quip, folks. Remember to get a wholesome Quip refreshing brush, head on over to getquip.com and get your Quip toothbrush and supplies today. 2-minute warning here in Tulsa. They trail the Atlanta Swarm, who are midfield, 34-20. It's a handoff to BDG. He's going to be met at the line of scrimmage, and Tulsa's going to immediately call a timeout. As we see Charles Ball coming in. I almost said Lonzo Ball. Wonder if there's any relations there.
I'm not sure. Does he have a big brand shoe or what? Big baller brand shoe or what?
I don't know. We're going to have to ask the cameraman to zoom in. I can't see if he's wearing any triple Bs. But we shall see. Hand off again to the outside. BDG met in the backfield. Brought down by number 54 for the Desperados.
Yeah, it was him, and it was also Ghibli Doo on that one. Really sealed the edge beautifully, right? And he absolutely stopped any pad that BDG Hollywood could have gotten. Now he's back BDG to 97 yards on 19 attempts.
7-step drop by Dunhill. They chuck it deep across the middle into coverage. Man, he is testing them double coverage across the middle. That time looking for rookie tight end Jamal Wooding. And the hit by Stanley jarred the ball loose. And there's still some life here. Tulsa has one timeout. But I do think even if they score, barring a onside kick, you can probably say that this game's not, they're not going to be able to come back here with 150 here to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, maybe not. And you know, I was surprised by the call. I think that Atlanta should have ran the ball on 3rd and 12, even though it was a 3rd and long, just to force Tulsa to call their last timeout. But they still have a timeout left, so they still have some life with 1 minute and 44 seconds.
Yeah, we'll see if Ashley Jackson can get some magic going here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It is an uphill battle here for the Desperados, down by 14 here with 1:44 to go. Starting out on their 23-yard line. We've seen them hit big plays in this game. They're going to need it here, and they're going to need a miracle. Empty set look here for Ashley Jackson. 3-2 or 4-2 for the Storm. 7-step drop, throws an out route complete. And that is good over to number 11, Stephen Bush, for a gain of 4 yards.
Well, the good thing is that he got out of bounds, so he stops the clock. But what you know, Tulsa needs right now is big explosive plays. Instead of like going dink and dunk, they need to have a big explosive play right now because they need to score 2 times in 100 seconds. So they need even more than just dinking and dunking here.
Yeah, I agree. Coming out in the empty look. 5-step drop, throws it deep across the middle, and that is complete. Stephen Bush catching the ball in double coverage. What a catch there. And Tulsa calls their timeout immediately there. Great play by Stephen Bush.
That's a great play on the post right there in double coverage. Pat Kessa has been really, really good. And again, that was tight coverage, but a great pass and a great catch by the Tulsa receiver.
Yeah, Jackson testing the middle of that defense, and I don't even think they were in bad position there. Just a great play by Bush as they throw it across the middle, and it is complete. 81. It's going to take it to the house. Garen Malone III catching the post route, and Ramos, that's the big play Tulsa needed that you were talking about.
Yeah, you know, that's a big explosive play, and it was basically the same thing that Atlanta did in the first. But now Tulsa does it, that big post route with the tight end. And that's a terrible play by Aaron Lee, who just got lost on the play. And this is the thing that they needed. Now it's just a 1-score game. We still have 1 minute and 28 seconds. Only 1 timeout for Tulsa, but if they can, you know, recover the onside kick, it's going to be very interesting because they will still have some time.
Yeah, they're definitely going to need that onside kick. That is imperative if the Storm recover it. Obviously, Tulsa doesn't. I don't think they have any. Oh, and it is blocked, the extra point. It was a terrible snap and a terrible hold. And that's going to make it a little more interesting as they're down by 8 points. And 2-point conversions, as well as you just saw, extra points are not a give me in the SFL. They are setting up here for the onside kick. Everybody on their feet here in Tulsa. A pretty good bounce, but the Swarm are going to recover it. Number 16 on the hands unit there, Enoch Malcolm, with the recovery. And I think that's going to do it there, folks, as we see the final scroll here at the bottom left. Movement, Quip, Score Stream. You can download the Score Stream app, and Spy Goat. As we see Atlanta coming out in the victory formation, they're going to kneel it out. Ramos, go ahead and wrap up this game for us and tell us what these teams need to do moving forward, and give us your prediction for player of the game.
Well, I mean, this has been a game where, Atlanta did what I said they needed to do. Run the ball a little bit more with BDG Hollywood. And when you got close to the end zone, give the ball to him so he could score. And he did 3 times. My player of the game, honestly, as I said, is Jamal Wooding. He got about 150 yards, 6 catches. He got a score. He was big in the blocking of the Atlanta Swarm. But I think that the general consensus, they will give it to BDG Hollywood because of the 3 touchdowns. Marcus Dunhill 1 touchdown and 3 picks. So even though he threw for 324 yards, I don't think they will give it to him. So I think they will give it to BDG, but I will give it honestly to Jamal Wooding.
Yeah, I agree. On the opposite side of the ball, I think Wooding played lights out and really softened up the secondary, which is led by Kanye Rockefeller and Charles Ball. So he made the rest of the Atlanta Swarm offense click. I'm actually, my player of the game is a guy that isn't going to get any recognition, but it's Patrick Ketza. He was like flypaper, and they just couldn't do anything against him. Even catches were made. He was on the back of the wide receivers. And folks, that's going to do it here in beautiful Tulsa, Oklahoma. The hometown heroes fall to the visiting Atlanta Swarm 34-26. That's going to drop the Tulsa Desperados to 3-2, and that's going to improve the Atlanta Swarm to 2-4. Folks, I've been your play-by-play man, James Richards. Ramos Lynn on the analyst position did a great job as always, and we want to say thank you to Jordan Goodman, who provided all the stats here today. Folks, thank you for watching the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Be sure to keep an eye out for the broadcaster review form that will be posted by Mike Daggs at some point this week. Give us all 5 stars on Yelp, and we'll be back next week for another great call. Ramos, as always, it's a pleasure. Jordan, thank you so much. And that's going to do it here for us, folks. Have a good SFL night.